Welcome back to Natural One, the YouTube channel that YouTube has dubbed wildly okay. Today, we're equipping our only legendary item, our ability to bring your favorite characters from across pop culture and shoving them into the restrictions of D&D 5e. So let's dive into the chaotic world of Borderlands and bring you the one, the only, the incendiary, phase-walking, bandit-blasting badass, Lilith. She's got the fire, the teleportation, and, of course, the guns to take down any foe. So, grab your loot and let's roll out.
The bandits call me the Firehawk, but the name's Lilith. I'm with the Raiders, like you. I keep the bandits in line so Roland can focus on taking down Jack.
So, you want to hear a story, huh? One about a vault hunter. Well, the tale begins right here on Natural One, and the story begins right here with some viewers, a stat breakdown, and most importantly, me. Her intelligence is a 15. Lilith's got the brains to hack into Hyperion tech, decode Iridian ruins, and outsmart handsome Jack. She's a genius who can reprogram a turret, solve ancient riddles, and still have time for a loot run. Her dexterity is a 14. With agility that lets her phase walk through enemies and dodge bullets like it's a dance, Lilith's as nimble as Claptrap dodging responsibility. Her hardy constitution at 13. Lilith can take a hit and keep on blasting, shrugging off wounds like they're just mosquito bites from Skag Gully. She survived the harshest environments Pandora has to offer, from the T-Bone Junction to the corrosive swamps of the caustic caverns. Decently charming with a charisma at 12. She's got more swagger than Moxie on a good day, able to rally allies and intimidate foes without breaking a sweat. Whether she's convincing Roland to go on another suicide mission or just getting a better deal from Marcus, Lilith's charm is undeniable, especially if you're convincing a bunch of low wisdom guys to join a cult. Speaking of wisdom, it comes in at a 10. Lilith trusts her gut and acts on instinct. She might not be the wisest, but on Pandora, gut feelings can mean the difference between life and death. Plus, she's got a knack for knowing when something's about to go sideways, which is pretty much all the time on Pandora. Finally, a strength of 8. Who needs brawn when you can incinerate enemies with a thought? Claptrap might win a weightlifting contest, but Lilith would win the fight. Her power lies in her fiery abilities and her unmatched combat skills, not in brute strength.
More loot? Don't mind if I do.
Alright, Vault Hunters, to truly capture Lilith's essence, we're going with an Eladrin elf, specifically the summer variety. Her dark vision lets her see in the dark up to 60 feet, perfect for navigating Pandora's caves and abandoned facilities when the lights go out and the psychos come out to play. Lilith's agility and brains come from a +2 boost to dexterity and +1 to intelligence, making her quick on her feet and sharp-witted. Adding perception lets her spot a loot chest a mile away, and ensures that she's always ready for the next ambush or sniper in Sanctuary. As a bonus action, Lilith can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space she can see, phase walking behind her enemies and cooking them with the power of the Firehawk. And for her background, Soldier. Because, let's be real, Lilith's seen more combat than a psycho at a bandit barbecue. Proficiencies in athletics and intimidation mean she's ready to vault over obstacles and make psychos wet their pants with a single glare. And since no Borderlands hero is complete without some high-speed vehicular mayhem, she's proficient in land vehicles.
Yeah, this should be entertaining.
Starting at level 1, Lilith embraces her inner artificer, combining the chaotic creativity of Pandora with the structured magic of D&D. With magical tinkering, Lilith can turn scrap metal into useful gadgets, perfect for slapping together a glowing hunk of scrap to light up those dark, skag-infested tunnels, or maybe a piece of metal that screams like Claptrap, just for kicks. As for cantrips, she's grabbing Shock and Grasp, a melee attack that lets Lilith channel her siren electricity directly into her enemies, and Thunderclap, clearing out mobs just like she does with a well-placed grenade. She's also got Absorb Elements and Fairy Fire for some elemental mayhem, and Longstrider for those times when she needs to outrun a bullymong. I know I don't want to fight him yet. At level 2, Lilith's Artificer prowess gets a major boost with infusions, because what's better than more tech? Lilith's Repeating Shot infusion gives her the firepower of Pandora, turning a simple crossbow into a machine gun. I'm assuming your DM bullies you as bad as Tiny Tina does in the DLC, and they won't let you use a gun. And of course the Bag of Holding ensures Lilith can carry all her loot, because it would be silly if a loot hunter was weighed down with limited inventory space, now wouldn't it be? Level 3 and Lilith's Artificer abilities expand, giving her new tools and... Oh, God, what the hell? Seriously? He's part of this build? Okay, whatever. Yes, Lilith picks up Battlesmith as her subclass, and with it comes Claptrap in the form of a Steel Defender. Luckily, this one you can shut up pretty quickly, because all they can do without your orders is take the dodge action. Wait, talking as a free action? No! Lilith's Battle Ready feature means her sharp mind drives her attacks, allowing her to use her intelligence in place of dex or strength for weapon attacks. Plus, Lilith's right tool for the job ensures she's always prepared, crafting exactly what she needs on the fly. Level 4 and another level in Artificer. That brings Lilith a step closer to unleashing her full potential with a fiery feat. Picking up Gift of the Chromatic Dragon gives Lilith some elemental damage to add to her weapon, letting her take advantage of the elemental class tree that she's got and elemental resistance, so she can take the heat in combat anytime she needs to. Literally. Level 5 of Artificer, Lilith becomes a true force of nature, doubling her attack power and adding some pyrotechnics to the mix. And not metaphorical pyrotechnics either, the actual spell. With it, she can control fire to blind and disorient her enemies. You never know when the Firehawk is going to get you. Speaking of getting you, she's going off on her enemies twice as fast now, picking up extra attack. With it, that crossbow is quickly becoming an SMG, and I know how much you Lilith mains love your SMGs. At level 6, Lilith's Artificer skills reach new heights, making her a master of tools and stealthy maneuvers. With tool expertise, Lilith's mastery of tools is unparalleled, letting her fix anything with ease. Perhaps her trusty companion is missing an eye, for example. I sure hope no massive bullymong has a hold of it. That would suck. Luckily for Lilith, she picks up 2 new phase walking abilities here. Invisibility and, don't worry, I'm sure you were about to complain, so we picked up the Boots of the Winding Path, allowing her to phase walk around the battlefield with ease. On level 7, Lilith stops focusing on the vaulty, technological part of the world and more on the world of combat, picking up her first level in Fighter. With this, she gets a fighting style and naturally chose the SMG fighting. Wait, that doesn't exist? Well, that's no big deal. Archery will have to do, giving her a +2 in her chances to hit with her ranged weapons. Plus, with Second Wind, she can pop a quick med kit if things are looking rough. Just make sure to resupply from a vending machine during a quick short rest. I'm sure Dr. Zed would be more than happy to get her fixed today. Level 8 brings another level in Fighter, and with it, Lilith is able to push herself to greater heights than before. You know what's better than 1 action? 2. And she can do that just with Action Surge. I'm sure Marcus would be thrilled to know that she can now attack up to 4 times in a turn, at least until he hears about the fact that repeating shot throws the need for ammo out the window. As she hits level 9, Lilith's fusion of magic and combat reaches new heights, with the Eldritch Knight subclass. Weapon Bond lets Lilith summon her weapon at will, just like recalling her favorite gun from her inventory in Borderlands. Plus, she gets a few new spells to add to her arsenal as well. With Control Flames and Firebolt as her new cantrips, along with Burning Hands, Lilith's spell repertoire gets more fiery options, while grabbing Mage Armor boosts Lilith's defenses. I mean, it's not like she can wear any armor, how else is she supposed to show off her tattoos? She also grabs Gift of Alacrity, ensuring she gets a jump on her enemies in combat.
Yeah, since the vault opened, my siren powers have been getting a little awesome, thanks to this iridium stuff. No idea why. Now, let's talk about rescuing my boyfriend.
Level 10, and we are continuing with Fighter, giving her an ASI. With a +2 in Intelligence, she not only gets better damage with her weapons, but she also gets an additional Artificer spell in the form of Kinetic Jaunt, increasing her speed and letting her phase walk through enemies faster than I kill guys strapped to a Nomad shield. Don't judge me, it's funny. She also gets Thunder Wave from Fighter, letting her knock back enemies with her grenade. That work for you? Wonderful. Moving on. Level 11 brings us to level 5 in Fighter, which is about as useful as tipping Moxie $10,000. You get to say you've done it, but the reward ain't great and there's no point in using it because you've already got what you need. Yeah, this level is pretty much useless. Level 12, and we actually get something we can use this time. Continuing into Fighter, she gets another ASI, which is of course going right into Intelligence. Doing so gives us another Artificer spell in the form of Vortex Warp, letting Lilith reposition allies and enemies, controlling the battlefield like a true siren. At level 13, and Fighter is getting an upgrade with an Eldritch Knight's ability, War Magic. She can now effortlessly combine cantrips in with her attack action, allowing for the blending of combat and practicality. If only she had the best cantrip in the game, but alas, she does not. I guess we can move on to the spell she actually gets here, Shatter. It seems like she's added a nice grenade mod to really hit objects hard. Level 14 sees Lilith's dexterity reach new heights, making her a master of quick movements and precise attacks. Well, that is if the attacks that she didn't rely on intelligence. Regardless, you heard me correct. Another level of Fighter and another ASI. Who would believe it? That's not all she gets, however. She gets Misty Step, so she can phase walk around the battlefield like nobody's business as much as she wants. Well, so long as she doesn't run out of Iridium. If you want to be boring about it, you can call them spell slots, but who would want to do that? Flavor is free. Level 15, and another Fighter level brings Lilith's Indomitable Spirit to the forefront, giving her the grit to push through any challenge. She can now reroll failed saving throws, making those hard-to-fight enemies just a little less hard to take down. Just a little bit, though. Level 16 brings another major Eldritch Knight power bump, and this time, there really is no stopping her. And yes, she gets Eldritch Strike, letting her weapon attacks make enemies vulnerable, and yes, she gets Scorching Ray to burn psychos alive, but that is not what I'm talking about. She gets only the best spell in the game, the legendary weapon of cantrips, True Strike. That's right. She now has the power to give herself advantage on one single attack, and all it costs is an attack and her concentration slot. I mean, how could anyone think this thing is anything but broken? Level 17, and Lilith becomes even more of a menace on the battlefield. Remember how we were using that crossbow our mean DM said we had to take instead of an SMG? Well, with Fighter level 11, we can now shoot 3 times in 6 seconds with extra attack. And of course, if you've made it this far in the build, I think it's time to pay for the Tiny Tina DLC and unlock ourselves Jim's Magic Missile. Oh, you thought we would go for regular Magic Missile? And waste the chance to charge you for each casting? Oh, no. We need that sweet DLC money, baby. Level 18, and it's another fighter level. And you know what that means, right? Right? Of course you do. It's another freaking ASI. Bump that dexterity up by another +2. Wow, we sure make great content for you guys, huh? Oh, you want more? Oh no, too bad, we're already leveling up. Level 19 brings us another fighter level, and with it, another use of Indomitable. Now there's no stopping her. What's that? You think you can, Mr. Hyperion Soldier Man? How about you to Fireball to the face then? That's right, now she's a true fire magic user with the best fire spell around. Don't look at higher levels, please. Level 20 brings us the final level of fighter, and of course, that means it's another ASI. I'm joking. I think we've had enough of those, so why don't we pick up Sharpshooter instead? I mean, what kind of loot hunter wouldn't love to join Mordecai and Bloodwing on the sniper tile doing massive damage? What's that? You only brought that SMG? Well, I'm sure you'll do about 10 extra damage if you manage to hit, so it's probably worth it anyway. If that doesn't do it for you, why don't we pick up some true phase walking in the form of Blink to round out the build?
Me? Fight you? Do you like pain?
When it comes to wrecking face and leaving a blazing trail, Lilith is the literal walking apocalypse. Here's where she truly turns up the heat. She's a teleportation master. Lilith can phase walk around the battlefield like it's a game of hopscotch. With Phase Step, Vortex Warp, Blink, and Misty Step, she's a blur on the battlefield, leaving enemies confused and crispy. She's got firepower and fire power. With her arsenal of guns from Artificer Infusions and plethora of fire spells, Lilith brings the heat. Literally. Plus, you can just sit back and enjoy the spray and pray technique with an ungodly amount of attacks, which are all boosted further by her elemental attacks. She's got an indomitable will. With features like Indomitable and her solid constitution, Lilith can shake off debilitating effects and stay in the fight. She's as tenacious as a skag on a meat bicycle, refusing to go down without a fight. She's also got a Steel Defender sidekick. Claptrap's back and better than ever as Lilith's Steel Defender. This trusty metal companion can tank hits, deal damage, and is apparently voiced by a different Handsome Jack in the movie, so it sounds like a win to me. Even Pandora's most feared siren has her off days. Here's where Lilith might trip up, despite her fiery charm. Strength? What strength? Lilith's got all the muscle power of a wet noodle. If a fight ever came down to arm wrestling, she'd probably have to call up in favor for Brick. She's got limited spell slots. Like rocket launcher ammo in a boss fight, Lilith's spell slots can run dry pretty quick. She's got to be strategic about when to unleash her arcane firepower. Iridium is a limited resource after all. And you do gotta deal with Claptrap though. Sure, Claptrap might make for a great Steel Defender, but you also have to deal with all the quirks and antics that come with them. Be prepared for random dance parties and endless chatter about dubstep. And that's a wrap on our fiery, phase-walking, Claptrap-toting romp through Lilith's D&D build. If you love watching this Pandora-style chaos unfold, be sure to hit us up on our Patreon for this build and a whole stash of other explosive content. Completely free of charge. If you like the chaos that unfolded, smash that like button, subscribe for better loot drops, and give that notification bell a good whack like it's a Hyperion tech malfunction. Got a character you're dying to see in D&D or just want to talk shop? Hit up with the comments below. We're always up for a chat. That's all I've got for you today, so until next time, keep those dice rolling, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Trap!